Hey y'all, today I'm going to attempt to troubleshoot a water well issue. Our well quit working, so we got to try to figure out what's wrong. Hopefully it's not the pump. If that's something you're interested in seeing, stay with me. Alright, the first thing I'm going to test or check is this thing has some little fuses on the bottom of the box right up there. I'm going to check both of those, make sure those are working. I see some ants going into this right here. Hopefully we just got a relay. It's got making bad connection or something because of ants. Or take this cover off. Hope there ain't no wasp in there. The relay is covered up and there's ants all in here. Well, let's hope. You can tell a wasp got up in there. Ladybugs. Let's hope that it's just going to be a relay. Those ants have really got in there messing around. No electricity. That's better, because if it's just a breaker, it's a whole lot cheaper than buying a new pump. There's a dang hole in that thing, and there could be wasp in there. Dadgummit. I thought I had them things plugged. I'm allergic to bees and wasps. You can almost bet there's some in there. I'm always careful because, man, they get me, I'll swell up something terrible. You can see that they were in there. The nests are dead. Thank God for that. There's ants all in that breaker. Alright, one thing I've established is that the breaker that was in there isn't functioning properly. So I don't know, it's not getting enough juice through one side for some reason. It may just be, it had a lot of stuff from ants in there. I didn't show you me changing it because not everybody needs to go digging around inside a breaker box. So I've got a new one in there. Now I have power to both sides. Now we got to see in this box, control box, what might have blew up or burned up since the power went off. A lot of stuff could be clogged up with the ants and stuff, just like the breaker was. Now we've got a problem with our relay right here. And it could be that it's just clogged up with ants as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it off. First I'm going to put that box back together so I don't stick my hands in there and blow something up. So let me do that real fast. Sometimes those things can get really messed up with bugs and spider webs and stuff like that to where they don't want to work properly. And you can see there's spider webs all over it. And this wire's been hot up there for some reason. Right here. It's kind of almost burnt up. Kind of glued together with something right here. It tried there for a second. Man, look at all the ants that are down in it. I don't know if y'all can see them or not, but this relay is covered up in ants. So we're going to try to get it cleaned out enough that maybe it'll work. Darn it. They'll ruin all kinds of stuff. A lot of times that's what your problem is too, is just ants. Ants. I've had frogs get in here and short things out. Ants are bad though. They are really bad. And this pressure switch all the time. They get up in here. And they can find a hole, you know, to get in through anything. Yeah, this is can go wrong a lot, and it's a fairly simple fix if you determined that that's what it is, so you don't have to hire somebody to come out and do it. Now make sure you got your breakers turned off. You don't want to go sticking your screwdriver in there without that off. Sometimes I've had it to where I'd have to get a piece of sandpaper, go in between those little contacts so that they don't stick together. I'm not sure why they're not opening. They messed several things up. You know, they were already in the breaker, and now they're in this. Staying open now. Earlier it was wanting to stay shut, so that's good. All right, we got all those ants out of the contacts there. So now we're going to go to the valve and turn it on and see if that fixes our problem. I may have to put some poison around this thing somehow or another to keep the ants out of there. Let's go see. Lucky so far, because it would have been terrible if it was that pump. Well, that pump's a couple $1,000. These other parts only a couple $100. Okay, we'll go over here to manual zone. Let's go to zone 2 there. Here we go. We'll set it for 25 minutes. How about that? We'll turn it to run. Valves on. There it went. Contact kicked in. The relay, the pressure switch is on. We're back in business. Those dadgum ants mess things up, so we'll put it all back together now before you go spending a bunch of money. Try those couple tips. Or just let that run. It probably needs some water anyway. Been off several days. I imagine it does. Alright y'all, hey, if you have some well issues, try those few things that I tried first before you go calling somebody. Be sure you cut the electricity off and use a tester anytime. You don't want to fool around with that stuff. You don't want to get electrocuted. So, and if you're just worried about it, you know, get you somebody else to come out and fix it. But a lot of times when the well stops working, those are the things I check first. I check the breaker first. I go to the contact, the relay, then I go to the pressure switch on the tank. I want to make sure that I'm getting juice and fire. I want to make sure I'm getting electricity to those 3 parts first. And if I'm not, then I start troubleshooting on down through there to try to figure out there's a few other little items in that box. And if you go to buy one of them boxes, seemed like they were $700-800 or something like that, so they're pretty expensive. Hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something. I appreciate you joining me. We'll see you on the next one.